I'm Sandy Hore Ruthven. I'm the Chief Executive of the Kingswood Foundation, which is a youth arts charity in Bristol. Okay, well, Bristol has a very poor performing education system. It's getting better now, but one of the things that's been identified is the need to improve the prevention and early intervention work for young people who are struggling to get them back into education, but also back into employment, education, training, so the idea is to catch the problems early in young people rather than waiting until they end up in a pupil referral unit, or they end up in prison, or they end up without it being neat young people. So yeah, that's the problem we were facing. So the City Council looked at how they might, they set up a fund and a commission to tackle that and put it out to the voluntary sector, and to the statutory sector as well. So the commissioning response was, sorry, I'll kind of end up repeating myself a little bit, but it was for us to get together as a consortium to try and deliver a whole range of services that progressed a young person through. So from disengaging in some way through to being back involved in education or employment or training. We worked quite uniquely in that we are the only consortium that are delivering that part of that commission, and we've taken quite a big chunk of the overall commission that Bristol City Council put out. I suppose it's been interesting because we've had to work together as different organisations. We've had to standardise, or at least make our systems work with each other. We all had different databases and different ways of measuring how young people are progressing, and so I'd say for me there's several things that come out of it. The first is, as we got together as a consortium, we had difficult conversations at the beginning while we were all being nice to each other and we were all thinking yes, we might get some money, etc., and move forward. We had those difficult conversations. Well, what if one of the organisations isn't using the money in the right way? Or what happens if you don't hit your targets? What happens if an organisation even takes more of the limelight, or puts the consortium into disrepute? So we had all those conversations, which meant that we were able to create a governing document. And equally, that has worked, and there have been one or two difficulties within the consortium, but we've been able to, in the same way as the young people, we've been able to catch those difficulties early, turn them around, and they've not been a problem. So the consortium's held together very nicely, and therefore it works for young people, which is the most important thing. And then on the ground, the fact that the staff are from the 4 different organisations are working together on a regular basis actually means that those staff are much more aware of what else is available for young people, and therefore there's a great deal more cross-referral than there ever used to be, and I think that's only a benefit to young people, because they're getting the support that they really need. The impact has been, I mean, within the commission we know that we're one of the only organisations that have a commission within that particular funding stream to have overachieved on their targets, and I think that's been because the organisations within it are good, but B, where some have dropped behind, others have been able to make up the difference. And so the fact that we can cross-refer young people from one organisation to another, and therefore give them different types of support, or even twin-track support, so they're getting support on 2, 3 different specific issues that they might have, has meant that we're more successful than we might otherwise have been. And actually we've made good relationships. There's a long-term impact as well, in that the organisations are going to continue to work together and to look for further commissions together.